a ton of great ideas to help you personalize any of the gifts that you might be giving away. So cards, there's ornaments, there's also gift ideas because Christmas can be very expensive and you definitely don't need to go out and spend $20, $40, $100 on somebody when you can make them something.
So to start off with a few cards, you'll need some cardstock, some hot glue, buttons, scissors, Sharpie or other markers, and also some paint chips. So you can cut your card shape to whatever size you like, and then grab one of those paint chips and cut out a large triangle, and this is going to look like a little Christmas tree. So make sure it fits your card, and then cut out a little brown trunk from a brown card, hot glue it on, and grab your Sharpie marker, and you can write whatever message you like. For the button tree, I just had a ton of green buttons kicking around, and I picked all different shapes and sizes and just made them into a Christmas tree again for this card and hot glued those into place. And then when I was all done, I grabbed some markers and just drew on some designs on the card as well. For our first ornament, this is a little Christmas tree with some green ribbon. You'll need a twig, scissors, hot glue gun, and also some fishing line. And I did find that that ribbon isn't exactly ideal for it. So you're going to want to grab some satin ribbon like you can see right here that I'm using. I ended up grabbing some twine and some other satin ribbon that I had kicking around home. So grab a bunch of different strands of that ribbon and basically just wrap them all around and tie a small little knot around your twig. Make sure they're as tight as you possibly can make them in whatever pattern you like. And then when you're all done, you're going to trim off all of the edges and again make a triangle shape to resemble a little Christmas tree for this fun homemade ornament. And then just take some of that fishing line, tie a little knot around a loop, and that is going to be how you can hang it on the Christmas tree with a little bit of hot glue on the back there. For our second ornament, again, another Christmas tree, and we're using the sheer ribbon, some buttons, needle and thread, and also some scissors. So grab your needle and thread and basically thread that needle as if you're going to sew. I'm going to throw on a small bead here and tie a knot around the end so that it won't fall off. And then I'm just taking a long piece of ribbon and we're going to basically thread that through and fold it back and forth and creating loops on either side. It kind of looks like an accordion while we're doing this. And once you've made 2 loops on either side, again, thread on another bead and continue that process until you get smaller and smaller towards the top. Again, making it look like a Christmas tree. I had a gold bead to top it off to make a little star on the top. And then when you're all done, just trim off that excess ribbon and then you can kind of hot glue that into place so that it stays flattened down. This is my favorite, this Sharpie mug. So you'll need a mug, Sharpie, a pencil, scissors, and also some tape. This is a design that I printed off the internet, and I'm going to take my pencil and outline the exterior of the elephant so that we can make this into a stencil for our mug. So once I've outlined everything that I want to transfer onto the mug, you tape it face down onto the mug as flat as you possibly can, and then go back with your pencil and you're going to color over everything that you just outlined. So while you're doing this, the lead is transferring onto the mug and it'll create a little tiny stencil for you to make it easier to draw your design. If you're doing words, just make sure that you mirror the words before you do it because everything's going to be backwards when you put it on. So as you can see, I have a nice stencil here. I'm just outlining it with a Sharpie marker. I did just do the exterior and I kind of got really creative with the center and filled in the design how I liked. Have some fun with this and get creative yourself. I will note that afterwards I read that it is a better idea to use a Sharpie paint pen that is oil based because when you're washing these mugs, that is going to stay on a little bit better than just a regular Sharpie. This will still work, but I would suggest hand washing it and trying to be careful not to wash the exterior of the mug. So once you're done your entire design, you can go ahead and pop it into the oven. It will need to be in there for a half an hour at 350 degrees to kind of bake the design on. This will make it stay on a lot better. And then I just packed it with some tea and I'm going to wrap this up and I think it makes a perfect homemade gift. So these are my plain gifts. Now to jazz them up a little bit with a homemade touch, I'm going to first take some white paint and I'm just gonna put that onto my sponge brush quite liberally and just splash it all over the place, kind of a splatter effect. Maybe it looks a little bit kind of like white snow. I've also got some twine here. I'm just wrapping that around, creating a bow, throwing one of those homemade cards underneath to add a pop of color. And another way that you can decorate the plain brown paper is by making some white polka dots with, again, a sponge brush. So I wrapped my presents first and then decorated and painted them afterwards. I just thought that was a little bit easier. Again, I'm just popping underneath one of those homemade cards here. So this is how I always wrap any cylindrical objects. I kind of make them into something that looks like a little candy. I think it's a great way to wrap those presents. And now I am showing you how you can use that ornament that we made and use it as a decoration when you are wrapping up any of those presents. And instead of using a card, why not just write who it's to and who it's from?
So use those ideas and have some fun personalizing any of the gifts that you might be giving away, and maybe making some cheap, affordable gifts for people if you have a tight budget. Let me know which DIY was your favorite. You can leave that in the comments below. And if you enjoyed those DIYs, be sure to give me a like and share this with your friends. I'd love to see what any of your DIYs turn out to look like and how beautiful your trees and Christmas decor and gifts look. So send me some photos. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Janelle Steeper. And don't forget to use the hashtag toDIYfor if you're tagging me in those photos. So good luck with all of that and the rest of your shopping if you still have any left to do, because it's just over a week away. Getting very excited for the holidays. And I will be back next Wednesday with a new video for you. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers! My glasses are always so dirty. I get dark. I don't know what I'm saying. Gosh, it's getting hot in here. I don't know how to count. I wish I controlled my heat. My foot's asleep! Oh yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers, I'll see you.